we've got issues with the leg. There's a little dobber that you press to when I want to take the prosthetic leg off. So when I put my boot on, it presses the button in every time I go around.
Your leg falls off.
Yeah, and well, that's what we're worried is going to happen. So we're making some remedial changes with bits of.
We're getting big and.
Love your vocabulary. I'll
Thank you, mate.
remedial.
Remedial.
What's the other one like?
You know all about that, don't you?
Yeah. How was it, love?
Alright, sorry it's a bit of a mess in here.
I didn't even notice it was a mess.
Haven't you? Oh.
No, it's actually quite tidy, I think.
Yeah, compared to what I normally is, yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling alright, yeah. I'm yeah.
I'm probably more nervous than you are.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't feel nervous. I think it's like I was saying to you earlier, I don't feel like there's any expectation to go like mega fast.
No.
For me this is more like it's the first time on the bike, so this is just practice, like a track
First
day.
time on track.
First time on track, yeah, in like a year and a bit,
A month,
yeah. So.
Was it 13 months?
What was July? So it was beginning of
June.
Yeah, it was 30 months ago, yeah. So, and we don't know what it's going to be like. Like we've already had to do some running repairs to the leg to make sure it doesn't drop off. The prosthetic leg.
The prosy.
The prosy.
You got your race leg on.
Yeah, we put that because if you press that button there, the leg comes off.
Yeah.
And when I put my boot on, the boot was pressing it and the leg was dropping off. So we put a tie wrap behind it, and that stops it.
There's not a lot you can't get away with if you've got cable tie and gaffer tape.
Cable tie, gaffer tape. Someone said to me, they said, you can fix anything with gaffer tape and WD-40. If it's supposed to move and it doesn't, WD-40, and if it moves and it's not supposed to, gaffer tape fixes everything.
Yeah.
Or a cable tie. So, but yeah, we don't know what this is going to be like. Well, it might be dead awkward on the bike, and we might have. I don't know what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
We'll see. So there's no pressure. I don't feel any pressure.
Just have fun.
Have a roll round and try not to embarrass myself.
You'll be meat. You'll be meat.
Meat.
You'll be meat. Right, let's go.
Let's do it.
Just enjoy it, mate. All right.
Yeah, feeling alright, mate. It's I just want to make sure I can still do it. Make sure the leg's alright. We might need to adjust the foot pegs and stuff to just get it comfortable. But
we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Let's do it. I don't know if I can get on with it. I tell you what, I might not have. I might not have done much racing over the past year, but I've done plenty of eating because these leathers are a bit snug. Hey, Al, do you have to turn these off every time?
Oh yeah, fuck me. You just have to keep doing that. Oh my god! Oh baby! Oh baby! Fucking fair fucks, mate.
That's hard work.
Hey?
That's hard work. It's, left-handers aren't so bad, but right-handers are really, really hard.
Are they?
Yeah. I kept stamping on the brake pedal and thinking that I'd seize the engine or something.
We'll take it. Well, I reckon we'll take the knob off.
Yeah, take the knob off. Yeah, just pull the knob off.
Well, mate. Well done.
Cheers, dude.
How was that?
Oh, that was hard work, mate. It's good though.
Yeah.
Good to be back out.
How was it, Michael?
It was it's difficult to put into words, isn't it? When you've not done something for a year, and then you go out and, to be honest, it doesn't feel like it don't feel like I've been away for a year. It
Really?
feels like I'm just back and having another go. And
It looks, mate, you look good. You looked.
I felt
really
alright.
good.
I felt alright. I wasn't going hard because I got to get used to the bike. Got to get used to riding it with one leg. And to be honest, there was a few issues that we were having with my with the prosthetic. I couldn't feel whether it was on the peg fully, so I was a little bit paranoid it was going to drop off. So just went nice and steady because I know we can fix it, make it better. There's a few bits we're going to try for tomorrow. So, but yeah, I loved it. What buzz?
Did you expect that kind of buzz?
No, I didn't. Because I've not been treating this like a race. I know it's competitive and it is a race, and a lot of lads are going fast. I've not really. To me, it's more of a track day and a practice session.
A trial.
A trial,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah,
see
a dry run.
a dry run. Yeah, see
Yeah.
what it's like. So I didn't think. I thought it'd be just a nice roll round, but yeah, when you get on a track and you get
Yeah.
to open the throttle, you just go nuts, don't you?
You know, you're playing it down like fuck, and what you're doing is utterly incredible.
Thanks,
like
mate.
it is.
Oh well, that's very
It's like 13 months.
very nice of you to say.
13 months after the actual crash, and
Just
like,
over a
what-
year,
how-
yeah.
when did you get out of hospital? October.
I got out of hospital on my birthday, 29th of July. So,
Oh, is it that early? Okay,
Yeah.
fucking hell.
So
Yeah.
11 months ago, I was out of hospital. Oh yeah, that's the latest plan. I don't know if it's going to work. We've tried a few things. We're going to move things around a little bit. What I need to be able to feel that my foot is fully on the peg and nice and tight in, because sometimes it was like twisting out a little bit and dragging on the floor, and it was just completely ruining all the right-hand corners, and it's a right-hand circuit, so it's hard work here. But the bike was way better than I thought.
I was going to say, what do you reckon of the bike then? Because there's a lot of people, like you look at this road bike and go, eh, and then you ride the race bike. It's actually, it's all right.
It goes around corners like you won't believe. I mean, like I said, I was struggling with the right-handers, but the left-handers, you can just let go of the brakes and it rails around. I mean, you've got the suspension set up reasonably well, so
you're happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Sweet.
Yeah, they are heavy. You know, you get on the brakes and they take a lot of slowing down, and they're not as fast as a super bike, but they're not.
So this is the first time I've seen them going, and obviously I've been riding. But this is the first time I've seen them on track, and they sound fucking awesome. They look quicker than they actually are on a bike. I don't know if you saw that, but I'm like, I stopped at the Toronto chicane at the start-finish straight. I was like, they look really fucking quick.
Yeah, they're not slow. I mean, there's a lot of guys I've known for a lot of years racing in this championship, and they all know it's my first time back. So there was a few guys turning around and giving me a thumbs up, which was nice.
Well, I'm going to leave you to it then, mate.
All right, mate. Well, thanks for all your help.
Well, I'm done fuck all.
Well, you've
turned up.
Yeah.
You made the place look pretty.
Brought a McDonald's breakfast this morning.
Yeah, true.
Was,
True.
So
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Right. Have it.
Check out Pyramid on the internets and see what they have to offer for your bike. As well as big name brands, there's a host of their own quality UK made parts ready to make your bike better.
Morning, people. It's oh fuck, sign's just fallen over. Did you hear that bang? Anyway, it's race day at Snetterton. Just in case people don't know how these work, if you haven't seen any of the videos that Al's put up yet, or you haven't been paying attention, how these meetings work is you have a practice on the Friday, which we did yesterday, and then the Saturday is the busy day. So we've got a qualifying session in about an hour's time, and that qualifies us for a place on the grid in a heat race. And there's 2 heat races, and the top 13 from each heat race go through to the main event on Sunday automatically, and then whoever doesn't make it through to the main event automatically from the heat races goes through to another they call it a last chance qualifier, where the top 13, I believe, of the LCQ go through. So it's a little bit like if you've watched any of the AMA Supercross stuff, that's how they do it. So yeah, today I've got a qualifying in an hour. So we've done some stuff on the bike to make it a little bit easy. We've actually cut a hole in the bottom of my boot and put a bolt sticking out of the foot peg just so I can get my foot wedged into it and it stays there. Because yesterday I kept thinking my foot was going to fall off and not really wanting to commit around any of the right-handers, and there's a lot of right-handers. So yeah, to qualifying, I'll just be to test that really, see how I get on with that. Hopefully that makes the job easier, and then heat race, see what happens in the heat race, and then if I have to do the last chance qualifier at the end of the day, it's not a bad thing because it means I get a bit more track time, apart from the fact that the weather's coming in. I mean, as you can see now, it's absolutely beautiful, cracking the old flags, but it's not set to stay. I think the rain's going to come about kind of lunchtime, so yeah, another day, just trying to get a bit more comfortable on the bike. Yesterday went well, apart from just struggling a little bit with the old prosy leg. So let's see what happens today. We're doing some more adjustments. We've moved the special foot peg forward a slot, because the rear sets are slotted so you can adjust them. We moved it forward a kind of one setting, but I found that my foot was just a little bit, just felt like it was a bit too far forward, and it felt like that was making it drag on the floor around the right-handers. So we're going back a nudger. So hopefully that'll just get my toe a little bit higher up and a little bit further back. No. We'll do one at a time. Let's not go nuts, George. Just whilst it's quiet, I thought I'd just let you know how I've got on time-wise today. So I did a 2 minutes 10.5, which is 2.5 seconds faster than yesterday, which is good. Still a long way off the pace, but there's this is a long process. So I've qualified. Let me just check. 18th for heat number 2. So I've got 5 places to make up in the race if I want to qualify directly for the main event tomorrow. If I don't manage that, then there's a last chance qualifier later on today. So we'll see what happens. But like I say, my phone's gone. Like I say, it's just a case of slowly catchy monkey, and we'll see what happens. Right, suited up, suited and booted, ready for the heat race. First race back after over a year, and I don't know, it's funny. How do I feel about it? It's I think, like I keep saying, I feel like this is a test. We're developing the kind of leg and developing, my riding, because I've got to ride in a different way now. So I'm not mega nervous. I'm just treating it as more laps and more track time on the bike. I'm hoping the kind of the competitive edge, the red mist, isn't going to come down too much, because I do want to just enjoy it, and I do want to just kind of learn about the bike, learn about the way I've got to ride now. But we'll see. Sometimes when you're racing too hard, you forget about all that shit and you kind of miss it. So let's see what happens. So here I am, just lining up onto my grid position. That's Tim Goddard next to me there. At this point, I wasn't emotional about it. It was my first race in over a year, but all I was concentrating on was looking at them red lights. So as soon as they go on, there they are. Look, I'm ready to go. And they're off. And yeah, Tim nearly launches the thing to the moon, but I got a reasonably good start. Managed to make up a few positions off the line, but it was it was a case of not being aggressive enough round the first corner. I think I just managed to nip round the outside of one or two more, but I could have been more aggressive, and again into turn 2. I know I can brake much later than I braked. I just bottled it really. So, and it was little mistakes like that the guys made in front of me that if I'd have been a bit nearer, I could have capitalised on, but I never. So the left-handers like this one I was much more happier with, because just the physics of riding with a prosthetic leg on the right-hand side did make right-handers quite difficult, or I did at first anyway, as you've seen. But again, not hard enough on the brakes into there. I could have easily gone past him if I'd have just been a bit braver. I say easily, it's never easy, is it? But again, left-hander, happy with that. But then it was these next few right-handers that I really struggled with, because I just couldn't get the bike to lean over as much as I wanted it to without dragging my foot on the floor. So you'll see the guys just driving away from me, and really frustrating to struggle onto a corner, onto the back straight, because that's where you need the speed. And if I'm going onto that straight 5-10 mile an hour slower, that's exactly what happens. Like I just get passed down the straights. If you're brave enough and hard enough on the brakes, you can sometimes get them positions back, like I just did there. But it's easier said than done. So. And from there, it was actually a fairly lonely race until on one of the straights, or into one of the hairpins, I should say. I went down one too many gears, which is just what happened there. I was relying too heavily on the shift pattern indicator on the dashboard, and a message flashed up to say I was running out of fuel. So it fucked me up a little bit into there, and as you can see, I got passed by Tim, and then annoyingly just before these right-handers that I was really struggling with. So yeah, he gets a massive jump, and by the time we get onto the back straight, I'm nowhere near close enough to slipstream him. So off he goes. It actually took a couple of laps to catch him back up, and luckily when I did catch him back up, he made a mistake going into the final corner, so I was able just to get in his slipstream and squeeze my way past him. You've got to really use the slipstream on these bikes. When you've only got 100 brake horsepower, you need every little bit of help you can get. So now I'm just concentrating on braking as late as I possibly can, getting into the corner with as much speed as I can, so that he can't get back past me, because any chance you give him, they'll take. Again, braking as late as I can. Don't want to see him up the inside of me. There he is, look, but it doesn't look like he's making that corner. And that was that. That was the end of the race. Managed to get myself into 16th place in the heat race, so I was reasonably happy with that.
I finished 16th, so I didn't get through to the main event, but that's probably a good thing, because it means I get another chance to ride the bike later on today, or at 5:30 today, where they've got a last chance qualifier. So I'll start the last chance qualifier from the second row, so I'll be 5th, I believe, for that. And that's just another chance to get a bit more comfortable with the bike and maybe go a little bit quicker. I knew this was going to be difficult, riding the bike with the prosthetic leg, and there was going to be a new way to ride. But I did think that once I'd kind of found my feet, if you like, and got to a position where I'm comfortable on the bike, I thought it would just be a case of riding like I used to ride. But I've figured out now it's going to be a lot more difficult than that, because I don't have the feel for the foot peg. When you're riding a bike, you've got hands, arse, and feet. That's the thing that's giving you the feedback. And when I'm going around a right-hand corner, you're putting loads of weight through the inside peg to get the bike to turn, which, I'm not struggling in the weight department, there's plenty there, but I don't have the feel, so I can't, or the control. So whilst I can put all the weight on the peg, it's difficult to feel exactly what's going on. Like I can feel when my legs planted on the foot peg, and I feel how much weight I'm putting through, but I don't get the feedback from the peg, and I don't have the strength and the control, and essentially I don't have an ankle, so it's one less thing to be able to control the bike. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a longer road than I maybe thought it was going to be, but that's all right. Like I'm not in a rush, and I'm really happy with how things are going so far. I didn't really know what to expect. Like, this was always going to be a bit of a suck it and see type of a job, and it's going well. Every time I've rode the bike, I've gone a little bit quicker, so there's another opportunity to ride the bike tonight. Hopefully go a bit quicker still. It is looking a bit gloomy out there now. We've had real nice weather up to now. It's been absolutely boiling, but they're talking about thunderstorms, so it might be wet. That might actually play into my hands, to be honest, because if it is wet today and it's wet tomorrow, it just means I've got a little bit of wet testing done, in time for the race tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. I've got I think it's a 5-lap race. I'm starting 5th on the grid. I only need to finish in the top 14 to make it to the main event. So hopefully that shouldn't be too much of an issue as long as I finish the race. So I'm gonna have a few biscuits now, because I feel like I need the energy for the 5-lap race. I would like a pint, because I'm worn out and I'm ready for a lay down and a chilled cold pint, but one more race to do, so I can relax after that.
On the grid then for the last chance qualifier race. So 5th on the grid, second row start. It's always nice to be a little bit nearer the front. Just waiting for the fella to walk off the grid with the red flag. Then we'll be looking at the red lights, waiting for him to turn on. That's our cue to get ready. And then as soon as they go off, we are away and off we go. So I need to finish 14th or better in this race to make it through to the main event. So, you know, if I maintain the position I'm in, I'll be all right. But I wanted to try and make up a few places, try and be a little bit more aggressive on the first lap. Hey, as someone sits me up there, proves to be a little bit more aggressive than I am. Yeah, by this point I'm getting used to the bike, getting more comfortable with it, being able to brake a bit later, corner a bit faster, getting more comfortable with my foot positioning as well, which just made the job easier. If I was confident that my foot wasn't going to slip off the peg, it just meant I could, you know, weight the peg and corner properly as someone else just nips up the inside of me there and I lose another place. Now I'm concentrating on just damage limitation really, because it looks like that aggression that I was hoping for hasn't really panned out, and a few of them are getting past me. But you know, don't. I think when that happens in a race, you just gotta not stress, put it behind you, and concentrate on getting them back past in the areas where you're strong, like the end of the back straight. I knew I was good on the brakes there, so just managed to nip past another one there. And then it's a case of concentrating on focusing on the guy in front of you, trying to catch him up and trying to do what you can to pass him. So I just got in the slipstream with this fella. Like I say, you need so much. The slipstream gives you so much help, and it just catapults you past. It's always nice. It's always nice passing someone the easy way if you can do it in the slipstream rather than trying to outbrake yourself and try and outbrake them and risk outbraking yourself. It's always nice. Speaking of being outbraked, there's one on the inside of me. Can I get back past him on the slipstream? What's happened there is he's run a little bit wide, so it's on the way out. It's giving me a better opportunity to get past him on the straight. So that's exactly what I did. I think that was the pass that put me into 6th place in the LCQ, and from there on I think I had a couple of laps by myself, just waiting for the checkered flag to come out. By this point in the day I was actually quite tired, so when I saw that checkered flag I was happy enough with that, and a 6th place finish in the LCQ put me through to the main event. Lovely job.
So it was a good day. I figured out that it's not going to be an easy journey. It's going to be quite difficult learning to ride with the prosthetic leg. The faster I go, the more I want to ride like I used to ride, but it's highlighting problems with it. So the problem is I don't get any sort of feeling or feedback through the leg. So when I'm going on a right-hander, it's difficult to feel how much grip I've got. It's difficult to feel what the bike's doing. It's like I've lost 25% of the kind of the feedback that you would normally get from the bike. So it's not going to be easy. It's probably going to be more difficult than I originally thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be hard, but yeah, it's not going to happen overnight. I think I need to just ride the bike more and figure out ways to you know, figure out ways to make it easy to ride, for want of a better word, really. But that's the day done anyway. I'm absolutely knackered now. I'm ready for a bit. In fact, I saved a little beer off. I've got a beer ready, so don't. It's race day. Bike's ready. I'm ready. The weather's not ready though. We've got some. Well, I don't know if you can hear the rain already, but it's it's the pitter patter of rain on the top of the tent, and the sky looks pretty dull. So I don't think the sun's going to come out anytime soon. We've got the wets ready in that pile there. We forgot the tyre rack this weekend, so that's why they're piled up on the floor. Been working on my boot this morning. So the plan was, originally we was using this hole in the bottom of my boot, and I was not fixing it but kind of locating it on that pin on the bar. But what was happening was when my boot was on there and I stuck my knee out, the whole kind of foot was poking out and dragging on the floor, so you can see where it's been on the floor there. So we've put another hole in the boot a bit further forward, about there-ish. So I'm hoping what will happen is actually maybe could have done to have been a little bit further in, but I'm hoping what will happen now is it won't drag on the floor. But we'll see. If I need to go back to the original hole
in the middle of the after the warm-up lap I can do because it's still there. So yeah, like I say, bike's ready. Oh, actually, let's just see if the transponder's got any charge in it. Yeah, it's a little flashy light. That means it's got power. So we'll just wait for the wait for our 2 o'clock race, or 2:05, and then that'll be job will be a dream. I think I'll go and have something to eat. We've got everything cleared away now, apart from the bike and the trolley and the moped and the toolbox, because we are about to go racing. It's race day. We made the main event, 32nd on the grid, so I've got a lot of work to do if I want to get anywhere near the front, which, to be honest, is unrealistic. I know I haven't really got the pace just yet, but yeah, I think it's going to be good. I think I just need to. I need more time on the bike. I need to learn how to ride with a new leg. I'm still getting used to the bike, to be honest. So yeah, another 10 laps. Let's go racing. So where we are on row 11, P32 on the grid. That's why you can only just see the lights, but you can see them, luckily, and out they go. So yeah, this is my first race back after nearly a year off, and whilst I've been telling myself all weekend that I wasn't really bothered where I finished, I just wanted to get to the end of it. I think you're not human unless unless there's a certain amount of competitive spirit comes out you when the lights go off, which it did, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I was trying at this point, but I felt pretty good on the bike after a full weekend of riding it. I did actually manage to get quite a lot of laps in on the BMW, and I got a good feeling with it by the end of it. So there's still a lot more to come. I felt like I was making up a lot of time on the brakes. It wasn't always easy to pass people on the brakes. I mean, you can see how busy it is. There's bikes everywhere, and you know, you go wide and there's someone even wider. You go tight and there's someone even tighter. So yeah, it was on the brakes. I was making up a lot of the time. I felt a lot better around the right-handers as well towards the end of the weekend, and I felt like I got a good run out there. So I just tried to slipstream this guy down the back straight. I was in his slipstream, but just not quite near enough to pass him, and I think he was lining up a pass on the next fella and nearly rode the bike off the track as well. He was using all the track there. So yeah, didn't quite get him, but I thought maybe next lap, if I can have a real good run out of the Russells, I think it's called, onto the back straight, I might just have him. So that's what I did. Real good run, nice and tight, got in his slipstream. You can see he's just pulling away a little bit, but that's probably because I'm weighing in at the thick end of 15 stone these days, which doesn't help. But I just braked earlier than me, so I just let the bike run around the outside of him, squeezed past him and made a pass. I didn't actually know what position I was in, or how many laps were left or anything. This is actually the last lap of the race, and I'd been catching this guy for about 4 or 5 laps, having a bit of a lonely ride, to be honest with you. But yeah, I could see him in the distance and managed to catch him up. So I thought to myself, right, I'll do my best to try and just get in his slipstream down the back straight and see if I can outbrake him. So that was my plan. I got in his slipstream, but I think he's a little bit lighter than me, so he just started pulling away, and I thought, oh well, it's not going to happen now, he's just too far away. But luckily he braked a little bit earlier than I thought he was going to do, so I thought I'd have a last lap lunge right up the inside. Didn't know if I was going to make the corner myself, to be honest, at this point, but managed to get it through. Kind of stopped him, blocked him a little bit, and didn't let him pass. So that was it. My first race back, first main event back, managed to finish in 25th place. So I was made up with that, to be honest with you. It could have been better, but could have been a lot worse. Got the bike to the end of it. This is where things got a little bit weird, to be honest with you. After the race, came down the pit lane, and normally you get ushered into Parc Fermé, where they check the bikes over, make sure no one's cheating and all the rest of it. But when I got to the end of pit lane, there was saying, oh, go this way. They're ushering me into a bit that I've never been in before. This is the winners enclosure, and this is where you go if you can see the podium there on the right hand side. So they slotted me in here, and Larry Carter had something to tell me.
Yeah, well done, Boothy. Thanks, Laurie. You got 200 quid, mate. Rider of the day.
Really? So I'd won Rider of the Day, which I didn't even know existed, and 200 quid. What a great way to round off a fab weekend.
You know what, it's funny, like I didn't think I'd get emotional about it or anything like that, but crossing the finish line, I wasn't crying, so don't take the piss out of me. But I did feel myself welling up a little bit, just because I don't know. Maybe it is a bigger thing than I've made it out to be. You know, I kind of been telling myself that, you know, I've had time away from racing before because of injuries, but, you know, realistically these are the worst injuries I've had, and my body's different now, so I didn't know how riding a bike was going to be. And I think the fact that I've finished a race and I feel like I can ride properly now. You know, I might not be the same sort of pace as the leaders, but I've got quicker and quicker all weekend. So I started the race in 32nd on the grid. Passed a bunch of people on the start, which was good. Got a good start. I got boxed in a little bit on the first corner, and I should have been a bit braver, but you know, I didn't embarrass myself. I didn't want to come here and just not be able to ride the bike. So the fact that I feel like I can ride the bike, and you know, I'm not the fastest out there, but I'm definitely not the slowest. So yeah, that's it. Time to pack up now. Time to go home. I'll have a smile on my face all the way home because I've had such an amazing weekend. Just been back in the paddock and back racing and riding a bike, and you know, feeling like I can ride properly at the end of the weekend. It's been awesome. So I can't wait to do the next one now. It's Fagan's turn on at Donington, which is is it Donington? Yeah, Donington's the next round. That's what Fagan's going to ride, that one. Then I'll be at Thruxton. So see you there. Thanks for watching.